We will be beginning the session now. So, a very good evening to everyone present here. I'm sure each one of us has come across the words blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs in our feed almost on a daily basis. With a huge volume of news and information floating around us regarding blockchain and its myriad applications, it's not unnatural to be curious, but at the same time, a bit confused about where and how to begin. If that's the case with you, then you have come to the right place, and we just happen to have the right person with us today. Therefore, a hearty welcome to Lakshit Madan, the founder of MARE, that was previously known as Blockchain Unmasked, and a full-time web and blockchain developer. With a number of interesting projects pertaining to MERN Stack and Ethereum dApps in his excellent portfolio, he is the right person for us today to learn about the popular blockchain technology and the crypto space. So let us grasp the essence of it and be aware of the implementing of this technology. So over to you, Lakshit Madan.
Thank you so much, Anushka. So, hi everyone. My name is Lakshit Madan, and let me give a brief introduction about myself. So, I'm into blockchain for more than 3 years now. I first started with research. I started doing research into blockchain. I have written more than 4 research papers and articles, which are published in IEEE and Springer now. Plus, I'm also active into blockchain development. I have built more than 10 projects on Ethereum. And currently, I am a full time blockchain content writer. I actively curate educational content on blockchain. And at Mayor, we also solve the purpose of providing quality education to the students who want to get into blockchain and who are blockchain enthusiasts. So now today we'll be talking about a brief introduction about blockchain. So let's get started. Let me share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's get started now. So today we'll be talking about what is blockchain, working of blockchain, what is the architecture of blockchain, and different type of blockchain technologies, use cases of blockchain, and what are the opportunities in the blockchain development. So, starting with what is blockchain? So, in layman terms, blockchain is just basically a chain of blocks, and all these blocks are connected to each other. So, blockchain is a shared, immutable ledger that records all the transactions and track assets in a business network. A blockchain transaction can be anything. It can be the transaction can contain any kind of data. It can be a JSON. The data can be in a form of a JSON format. It can be a JPEG image or anything. So in this whole network, in the whole network of blockchain, all these blocks are connected to each other. Each block contains a hash value and a previous hash value of all the blocks. So that's how all these blocks are connected to each other. And secondly, the block also contains data. And as I said, the data can be in a form of anything. So now coming to the properties of blockchain technology. So the first property is transparency. Means all these transactions are recorded in a shared immutable ledger. So ledger can be we can say it in a form of a table. So all these transactions are recorded in a form of a table, and the transactions are transparent to everyone, so that anyone in the network can see the transactions. Plus, the records or the transactions recorded on the ledger are immutable, means it cannot be changed or can be tampered with. Third property is the whole ledger is distributed, means it is distributed among all the nodes sitting across the world. And the last and the most important property of blockchain technology is security. Means the technology makes a whole network secure, and all the transactions which are recorded, they are all secured and they cannot be tampered or hacked. Third, Coming to how the technology works. So as I explained earlier, so in this diagram, which we can see that there are three blocks. So the first block in the blockchain is known as Genesis block. Then comes the block two, block three, and all. So that's how all the blocks are connected to each other, and we can see that each block is having a data, a previous hash, and the current hash value of the block. So suppose the hash value of the Genesis block is 0234, and the previous hash value of block 2 is 020234. So that's how all these blocks are connected, and that's how a chain is formed. So if someone tries to tamper or try to hack this particular block, firstly he has to change the current hash value of the block. But all these blocks are connected to each other through their previous hash value, so it will be impossible to hack or tamper the blockchain. And the data is also it's in a encrypted form, that some cryptographic hashing algorithms are used to some cryptographic hashing algorithms such as SHA-256, SHA-1, KECHEK-256. These algorithms are used to encrypt the data. So if someone is trying to see your transaction, obviously they will not be able to see what the data is stored in the what the data is stored on the particular chain. So that's how a blockchain works. So now coming to the architecture of the technology, as I said, blockchain is a shared immutable ledger, and it is decentralized, distributed. So that's how a centralized architecture looks, and that's how a decentralized architecture looks. But now coming to a distributed architecture, so blockchain is decentralized and distributed both. So as we can see, all these dots which you can see, so these dots are basically the nodes or the computers which are sitting across the world, and all these computers are or the nodes are connected to each other. So that's how a distributed network is formed. So in layman terms, we can also say that blockchain is it's like a distributed database. So a traditional database is centralized. A central authority governs that particular database, but in blockchain, it is decentralized, and no one has a central authority over that particular database. Now coming to the key characteristics of the blockchain technology. So these are some key characteristics of the architecture of blockchain technology. So first comes the cryptography. So all the blockchain transactions are verified and trustworthy, and all the data which is stored on the particular chain is also encrypted using cryptographic hashing algorithms. Immutability. So as I said, the records and all the transactions which are stored on the blockchain cannot be changed or cannot be modified. So that's how the transactions are immutable. Second comes the provenance. It is also possible to trace the origin of each transaction on the blockchain ledger, because whenever a transaction is recorded on the ledger, we can see through where is the origin of that particular transaction. So we can also trace it is also possible to trace the origin of that particular transaction. Last comes the transparency. So as I said earlier, all the transactions are stored on a public ledger or a table. So all the transactions are visible to anyone. Anyone on that particular network can see the transactions. That's how the transactions are transparent to everyone, and no one can claim that the transaction was not done. So transparency in blockchain also overcomes that issue. If someone tries to say that if there are two entities, A or B, so suppose A is sending some amount to B, and A said that I didn't make the transaction, but on blockchain this thing won't work because all the transactions are recorded. So that's how the transactions are transparent to everyone. So let's see this whole process. How does a transaction get into the blockchain? So suppose if I'm sitting and I made a transaction on the blockchain. So first the transaction will be authenticated. So a block will be added to the blockchain of that particular transaction, and that block will be sent to a node. That is the participant in the network, or the participants which are managing the whole network. So the nodes will validate the transaction. They will check the transaction is legitimate or not, and then the node will receive a reward. So that's how a proof of work consensus mechanism work. The nodes will validate the transaction, and in return they will receive a reward. So after doing this, a block will be successfully added to the blockchain, and our transaction will be recorded on the distributed ledger, and the transaction will be updated. So that's how, and in the end the transaction will be completed. So that's how a transaction or a block is being added to the blockchain. Now coming to different type of blockchain technologies. So there are two different type of blockchain technologies. First one is public blockchain and the second one is private blockchain. So what happens in public blockchain? Anyone can participate in the public blockchain, and in private blockchain, there are some entities who can participate in the private blockchain. So for example, Ethereum and Bitcoin, they are public blockchains. So anyone can be the participant of that particular blockchain. But in private, mostly private blockchain are used by enterprise solutions for their own network only, for their own network only. And in public blockchain also, we require a cryptocurrency. So in Ethereum, as we require Ether as a cryptocurrency to talk to Ethereum blockchain, and in public it is high. In public blockchain, the level is very high as compared to private blockchain. But when it comes to the throughput, in public blockchain there is low throughput, and in private it is high throughput because in public blockchain, we have a lot of participants, and because of that, we have a very low throughput. But in private, we have some entities only who are part of that private network. So that's why the throughput is very high. And in public blockchain, energy consumption is also very high because to mine a block in the public blockchain, it requires a lot of amount of energy. So the main reason why the lot of energy is required. So whenever a block is being added to the blockchain, and as I explained earlier, nodes validate the transaction. So while validating, they have to solve a puzzle. To solve that puzzle, a lot of computational power is required. Means a lot of high energy consumption is required. So that's why in public blockchain, the energy consumption is very high, but in private, the energy consumption is very low.
So what is throughput?
Uh, Throughput. Actually, what we can do is we can take a Q&A session after when I complete the PPT. Then we can discuss. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So now coming to Ethereum blockchain. So as we discussed earlier about the public blockchain, Ethereum is one of the biggest public blockchain. Just a second, guys. So Ethereum is best known for its cryptocurrency Ether, or simply Ethereum. So Ethereum is one of the biggest or what we call layer one solution in the public network. So talking about the comparison of Ethereum and Bitcoin, Bitcoin is also a public blockchain. Ethereum is also a public blockchain. But Ethereum allows us to build smart contracts or dApps over its own blockchain. So that's why it makes Ethereum more valuable as compared to Bitcoin. Now coming to the components of Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum allows us to build smart contracts. So smart contracts are the business logic what we code or what we write over the blockchain. So that those smart contracts can talk to the blockchain, and through that we can build decentralized apps. Ethereum also has its native cryptocurrency Ethereum, through which we can interact with Ethereum blockchain. Third comes the dApps, which are the decentralized apps. So Ethereum also allows us to build decentralized apps over Ethereum blockchain. And the fourth one comes the EVM. EVM is the Ethereum virtual machine. So the whole Ethereum blockchain is built over Ethereum virtual machine, and for writing smart contracts or deploying those smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain, the whole process works on the Ethereum virtual machine. Last comes the consensus mechanism. So Ethereum uses proof of work as a consensus mechanism. So talking about consensus mechanism, consensus basically means an agreement. So As while discussing earlier, when the block is being added to the blockchain, all the nodes come to a consensus or an agreement that that the particular miner will be adding the block to the blockchain. So there are different types of consensus mechanism, but Ethereum uses proof of work consensus mechanism. And in later future, Ethereum is also launching its own layer 2 solution that is it is moving from proof of work to proof of stake consensus mechanism, because currently in Ethereum, energy consumption is very high. Network congestion is also very high, and there is high gas fees. So to overcome all these issues, Ethereum is moving to proof of stake consensus mechanism. Now coming to the use cases of blockchain technology. So the first use case is decentralized finance. I hope you have heard about decentralized finance. It is one of the trending thing which is going in the blockchain sector at the moment. So we have heard about centralized finance such as banking, banking system, finances, all the finances, financial instruments. These all are centralized system, but decentralized finance is something different. In decentralized finance comes the cryptocurrencies, NFTs. So all these applications are a part of decentralized finance. And the concept of decentralized finance was first started by Ethereum blockchain only. So crypto is one of the biggest application of the blockchain. People actually were not aware about blockchain, but they were aware about crypto. So that's how blockchain came into existence. Came into existence when people got to know about cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are also known as fungible tokens. So cryptocurrency is a form of a digital asset which is based across the whole distributed computers, or we can say a distributed ledger. This decentralized structure allows them to exist outside the control of central authority. Means on cryptocurrencies, no central authority. There is no governance of central authority. The whole network is decentralized. Means no central authority holds any control over cryptocurrencies. And there are many different type of exchanges such as centralized or decentralized exchanges through which you can also trade cryptocurrencies or buy cryptocurrencies, such as CoinDCX, Uniswap. CoinDCX is a centralized exchange and Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. Now coming to NFTs. NFTs are known as a non-fungible tokens. So NFT is also a form of a crypto asset or a digital asset which is stored on the blockchain. And NFT can be anything. It can be a JPEG image, it can be a video, it can be a meme, or it can be a text. NFT can be even a house asset or a real estate asset as well. So the bigger difference between non-fungible and fungible tokens is, so we can see NFTs as the cards which we used to play in our childhood, such as slam attacks or WWE cards. So and each card at that time, each card has its own unique value. So the same goes with NFTs. Each NFT is unique and they cannot be traded with each other. So that's why they are called non-fungible tokens. Means there is only one. There will be only one. But as compared to fungible tokens such as cryptocurrencies, they can be traded with each other. So suppose there is only one, for example, for NFTs, there is only one CryptoPunk NFT. But when it comes to the fungible tokens such as Bitcoin, there is not only one Bitcoin, there are 21 million Bitcoins. So that is the major difference between fungible and non-fungible tokens. Now coming to the third use case of blockchain technology, that is medical and healthcare. Blockchain-based healthcare solution will also enable efficient and more secure way to manage the whole medical data, because in medical and healthcare solutions we face issues of such as supply chain or data management. Some hospitals are not able to maintain data of their patients carefully, and they are not able to manage them. So that's how blockchain will overcome this issue. So blockchain, as we know that blockchain is a distributed ledger, and all these patients' data can be uploaded there, so that the transparency can be maintained between the patient and the hospital facility. So that's how medical and healthcare is also a major application of blockchain technology. And many countries have also started implementing healthcare in blockchain. Now, next comes the supply chain. So existing global supply chain solutions are there, but they are ineffective or they are poorly tracked, because sometimes we don't know if we are receiving a thing. We don't have a license of that particular thing, or we don't know that that particular thing is authentic or not. And this is all due to poor supply chain management. So to overcome the supply chain management, blockchain can be good, because blockchain overcomes the issue of transparency and immutability. So that's how blockchain can be used to improve the existing supply chain methods. Next come the voting mechanism. So in India also, we know that when we vote, we don't know that our votes are being manipulated or not. So to overcome that issue, blockchain is used. Blockchain can be used, especially in a country like India, because voting manipulation is also a major issue here. So to overcome that thing, voting can be used with the help of blockchain, because as we know, once a data is stored on the blockchain, it cannot be changed or it cannot be modified. So that's how voting manipulation can be overcome. Next come the real estate. So real estate or land registry, they are also biggest issue what we face in a country like India, because there are many property dealers which act as a middleman, and through them sometimes we are not able to state our ownership, or sometimes we are not able to state our ownership. And due to this issue, land registration also has many what we is also has many disadvantages. So to overcome these disadvantages, blockchain can be used. So instead of having a middleman, we can use smart contracts which will automate the whole process. And we can also verify our credentials, or store our credentials on the blockchain, because through that we will be able to verify the credentials of our real estate property. And it will be also easier for the land registration inspector to verify those credentials. So that's how the process can be automated with the help of blockchain. And there's also another use case of real estate. We can also ensure our ownership, we can also make NFTs of our own real estates, because NFTs also overcomes the issues of ownership. So that's why artists are making their digital arts. They are making their own digital assets. So through the same way, we can also make digital assets of our real estate. So coming to the opportunities in the blockchain technology. So there are many opportunities in the blockchain technology at the moment, and it is expected by the year of 2025, the expectation will grow to $40 trillion. So that's how the blockchain technology sector will grow, and the adoption is increasing day by day. As compared to the year 2018, and as compared to the current year, as in 2022, it is also expected the adoption will increase. As the applications are also increasing, the adoption is also increasing, and simultaneously job opportunities will also increase. So talking about the opportunities in the blockchain sector, so the first one is the blockchain developer. So if you want to get into blockchain, you can become a blockchain developer, or you can also become a blockchain architect, blockchain legal consultant, community managers, blockchain designers. So community manager is also one of the famous role at the moment, because there are many crypto communities, NFT communities, and people are also not aware about how blockchain works. So to manage those communities, we require blockchain community managers, and blockchain architects are also needed, because to if we have to design a blockchain of our own, we need blockchain architects to write those protocols and to work on core blockchain technologies. And the work of blockchain developer is also fascinating. There are two type of blockchain developers. One is the software blockchain software developer who build the D apps and who work on the smart contracts. There are also blockchain core developers who design the whole architect of the blockchain and work on the core blockchain side. And blockchain legal consultants are also increasing. The demand is increasing because we need some legal consultants as well. Uh, we need some legal consultants as well at the moment because in many companies who are adopting blockchain, there are some legal terms which they are not aware about. So that's where blockchain legal consultants work comes. And there's also one more role, that is the blockchain content writer role, because so it is also gaining a lot of attraction because at the moment there are content writers, but they don't have knowledge about web 3.0 or blockchain. So currently blockchain content writers are also needed because they know how blockchain works. And while making a blog or writing content on blockchain, it requires research as well. So that's why they are also paid more as compared to traditional content writers. So that's all, guys. That was it. Now we can have some Q and A's. You can ask your questions, or you can drop your doubts in the chat section as well.
So what is throughput?
So throughput is basically